Let's move on to chapter light. Chapter 15 on page 204 and 205 and also 206. Light is a form of energy like sound. In the previous section, we have discussed about sound. Sound is a form of energy. Sound produces or sound travels in a longitudinal wave, whereas light travels in a transverse wave. What is transverse waves? The oscillation of the light wave is perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the source. But a sound wave travels in the longitudinal wave, that means parallel to the direction of propagation of source. But in light waves travels in a perpendicular direction to the light of propagation. Both are opposite to each other, so light is called transverse waves, whereas sound is called longitudinal wave. Our sunlight is comprised of different kind of light waves with a different frequency or wavelength. Visible ray and invisible ray like ultraviolet rays and infrared rays. These invisible rays we cannot see with our naked eye, whereas visible ray we can see. The light which we see from the sun is visible ray, which is transverse wave. Also, we know that the light travels faster in air than the sound and liquid. Why do we cannot see this invisible light? Because of their frequency or wavelength variation. We can see particular range of wavelength or frequency. That is called visible light. You know that the audible frequency of sound is 20 to 20,000 hertz. The same way visible light frequency is of about 4 into 10 raised to 14 to 8 into 10 raised to 14. Looking into light, we should know luminous body and non-luminous body. What are luminous bodies? The bodies which emit light on its own is called luminous bodies. For example, sun and all the stars and burning candle and filament of the electric bulb are luminous body. Bodies which do not emit light on its own are called non-luminous body like table, chair, earth, moon. These are the example of non-luminous bodies. And natural luminous bodies are sun, star and firefly. Whereas now man-made or synthetic luminous body are glowing electric bulb, burning candle, etc. Here is an activity. One is to show all about a point source of light. Here materials required are electric bulb, thick black cloth or paper. What we are going to do is cover the bulb with black paper or black cloth and make a small hole, pinhole at the center of this paper. And you are going to switch on the bulb. What do you observe? A small amount of light coming out through these small point-sized hole of the black paper which is covered over the bulb. This is called point source of light. Light which travels in a straight line is called rays. When two or more rays go parallel to each other, then it is called beam of light. The study of light is also known as optics. Regarding to light, we also learn the three concepts of light, that is, light always travel in a straight line. It is called rectilinear propagation. And laws of reflection, also laws of reflection. These two properties also we are going to learn today. You know that light always travels in a straight line. That is what, when you stand in front of the light ray, what is happening? Shadows are formed. For this, we are going to see activity 2, which is to show light travels in a straight line. Here you are going to take rubber tube and keep one lighted candle in front of the tube. Now look over this candle through the tube. What do you observe? We can see that light is coming out of the flame. That means it is traveling from the candle. That is luminous body. Now what you are going to do is coil the rubber tube and keep one end of the tube in front of the candle, lighted candle, and look it over the tube. Can you observe the light of the candle? No, we cannot observe the light of the candle because light only travels in a straight line. Since the tube is bent in between, that is what we cannot see the light. Activity 3 is also telling that the light travels in a straight line. What you are going to do is take a 3 hole at the same position of the 3 cardboard and keep it in a straight line and keep one candle in front of the first cardboard. You are going to see through the hole. What do you observe? You can see the lighted candle, light ray coming from the candle. If it is displaced, if one of the cardboard is displaced, that means not arranged in a order, we cannot see the light because light only travels in a straight line. Now the important concept is reflection. What is reflection? When the light ray reflect back, bounce back after hitting on the surface to the same medium is called reflection. Suppose lighting traveling from candle to one medium, that means on the surface of any wall, then what is happening after reaching the wall, the light bounce back after hitting it to come back to the same medium, that is called reflection. What is reflection? Light moving from a medium and come back to the same medium after hitting on the wall or after hitting on a surface is called reflection. During daytime we can see the light ray of the sun because the rays of the sun directly hit on the surface of the soil, that means soil, earth surface. After hitting, it is reflecting back to the atmosphere. So it is coming back to the same medium, that is air is a medium, atmosphere. Such a thing is called reflection. The reflecting body should be mainly opaque object so that the light, as soon as the light fall on the opaque body, it reflect back because it opaque body absorb only little amount of light, then it will reflect back the remaining light to the same medium. There are 3 types of reflective medium. One is opaque, the other one is transparent body, the other one is translucent. Opaque body which does not allow light to travel, it will reflect back the light. And transparent body, the body which permit only maximum amount of light to pass through it and reflect very little light. Opaque body reflect much amount of light, whereas transparent body omit or reflect very little amount of light. Translucent is a body which partially allow light to penetrate into that and reflect the remaining. We are opaque body, that is what when the light is falling on us, the light will not penetrate into our body. And example, opaque body, table, desk, this wall, building, etc. And transparent is examples of transparent medium is transparent bodies, lenses and glass, window glass, etc. And translucent body example are oily paper, butter paper, etc. Basically, there are 2 types of reflection, that is regular reflection and irregular reflection. What is regular reflection? It is of reflection body should be very smooth, such as mirror, highly polished surface, shiny stainless steel, etc. On the surface, when the light rays fall on the surface, most of the light rays reflect back to the same medium. This is called regular reflection. These reflected rays are parallel to each other in this medium. Whereas in irregular reflections, the surface of the reflecting body is not smooth, it is irregular like wall, etc. When the light ray travels or falls on such irregular surface body, the reflected ray will be not parallel to each other. They are irregular in order. That is called irregular reflection. So, regular reflection you can see on the smooth surface. On the rough surface we can see irregular reflection. And in regular reflection, this rays or reflected rays are parallel to each other. And in irregular reflection, the reflected rays are not parallel to each other. They are disordered. Generally, when the light rays falls on any surface, 3 possible things are supposed to occur. They are the light may be completely pass into that surface, or some of the light may be absorbed by the surface of the object, or light ray may be bounced back after striking the object. Here object means reflecting surface on which light is passed. This is called incident ray, this is called reflected ray. And what is normal ray? You have to draw a perpendicular line like this from the surface. This perpendicular line is called normal ray. Now we got to learn two more things. What is angle of reflection? What is angle of incident? Angle of incident ray I is the angle formed between this normal and incident ray. What is angle of reflected ray? Angle of reflection R is the angle between or angle formed between normal ray and reflected ray is called angle of reflection. Always angle of incident is always equal to angle of reflection, that is angle I is equal to angle R. You know that what causes shadow? When the light ray falls on the opaque medium, what will happen? It will not absorb the light. It will reflect all the light from the surface. Thus, it causes shadow. Shadow is formed behind that. Look at this image. It is a mirror. One side is reflected surface, the other side is non-reflected surface. This D dash, E dash, F dash, D dash, G dash, these all are reflected ray. And what is happening behind back of this mirror? Shadow is formed. So if you stand under the sun, you are the reflecting medium. That means your body surface is reflecting surface. Light fall on us and reflect from our body, because light does not pass into our body. So what happened back of us? What is formed? Shadow is formed. Now the important question is law of reflection. What is law of reflection? There are two important laws are there. The incident ray, reflected ray and normal at the point of incident. These all three rays lie in the same plane. And second point is angle of incident is always equal to angle of reflection. These two are laws of reflection. Look at this incident ray, reflected ray and the normal ray. All these three rays are lying on the same point on the surface. And also this angle and this angle, that is I angle, R angle, reflected angle, angle of incident. These two angles remain always same. These are the laws of reflection.